Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss the demonstration of general neurological examination by Professor Sabashik. So first we'll see neurological examination. What do you mean by neurological examination and why it is important? So as we all aware of that neurological disorder are structural, biochemical or electrical abnormalities of brain, spinal cord and neuron which may produce variety of sign and symptom. These signs and symptoms help in diagnosis of various diseases and it is done systematically from head downward and include the examination of consciousness, higher cerebral function, cranial nerves, sensory and motor functions of upper and lower limbs and reflexes. Now first we'll see the consciousness. How we'll check the consciousness of the patient? So in this particular diagram you can see the spontaneous to speech. So how to perform this examination? So we'll ask the subject to speak the word like open your eyes. If the patient or the subject respond properly, that means the patient is conscious. Then next is the response to the pain. Press the supraorbital nerve to induce the pain. If the patient feel pain, that means the patient is conscious. Now next is the obey command. So in this, lie down the subject and ask him or her to hold up his arm. If the patient hold up his arm, that means the patient is conscious and following the command. Now next is the examination of cerebral function. So here are the different parameters that we check. So first one is the orientation. In this, we'll ask the subject the questions about the place, time and personal information. And if the patient respond correctly or it answer correctly, that means the patient is or the subject is oriented. Now the second parameter is the attention. In this, we'll ask the subject to repeat the said 3 to 7 digit number as it is or to repeat in a forward or backward direction. Okay. So if the person or if the subject repeat the word or repeat the number from 3 to 7 in a properly, that means the patient or the subject is attentive. Now the third one is the cognitive. In this, we'll ask the subject to read the paragraph or to write few lines. And if the subject perform this task correctly, that means the patient has a normal cognitive ability. Now the fourth one is the memory. How to check the memory? So in this, what we'll do, we'll tell the subject name, address, etc. some information and we'll ask him to immediately to repeat it back to you. If the patient repeated back to you immediately all the things correctly, that means the subject has a normal working memory. Then in order to check the short-term memory, what we'll do, we'll tell the subject name, address, etc. and we'll ask him or her to repeat it after 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, if the subject repeat the information that you said earlier correctly, that means that patient or that subject has a normal short-term memory. Then in order to check the long-term memory, what we'll do, we'll ask the subject the date and place of marriage or any other relevant question from the person past. If the person correct it or answer it correctly, that means that person has a normal long-term memory. Now next is the determination of function of cranial nerves. So in this first one is the olfactory nerve. So in this what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to identify the smell of different substances, and if the subject identify the smell of all the substances properly, that means the olfactory nerves are working properly. Then next is the checking the visual activity of the individual, whether the subject visual acuity is proper or not. So in this what we'll do, we'll check the distance and near vision of the subject with the help of chart. and if the individual able to read the words properly, that means the visual nerve is working properly. Then the next one is the light reflex. So in this, what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to look at a distance. Okay, and after that we'll bring a torch light from the side of the eye. So when we bring the torch light from the side of the eye, the constriction of pupil occur. So if the constriction of pupil occur, that means the light reflex is working properly. The next is the vestibular cochlear nerve. How to check the functioning of the vestibular cochlear nerve? So here two type of test is there. One is the Weber test. In this test, set the tuning fork into the vibration and place its base on the subject head or the forehead. When we place its base on the subject head, if the hearing of the sound in both the ear appear, that means the cochlear nerves are working properly. The next test is the Rennie test. In this, what we'll do, we'll set the tuning fork into vibration and place its base behind the ear and note the time for which the subject hear the sound. If the subject hear the sound for approximately about 35 seconds, that means the vestibular cochlear nerve is normal. Now, the next one is the sensory and motor functions of upper and lower limb. In this, the first one is the shoulder abduction. In this, what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to move the arm from this shoulder. And if the subject obeys the command, which indicates the normal power of muscle and spinal nerve. Then the next one is the elbow extension. In this, what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to extend the arm against the resistance. And if the individual or the subject able to do this, that means the normal power to muscle and the spinal nerve. Then the next one is the finger extension. In this, we'll ask the subject to extend the finger against the resistance. And if the individual able to do this, that means it indicates the normal power to the muscle and again to the spinal nerve. Then the next one is the thumb extension. So what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to extend the thumb and against the resistance. And if the individual or the subject able to do this, again this will indicate the normal power to muscle and the nerve and the spinal nerve. The sensory and motor function of upper and lower limb can also be determined by the knee extension. So again, what we'll do, we'll ask the subject to extend the lower limb from a knee joint in lie down position against the resistance. And if the individual is able to do this, or if the subject is able to do this, that means there is a normal functioning of the muscle and the spinal nerve occur. Then the next one is the body balance. In this, we'll ask the subject to stand straight, and if the individual able to maintain its body balance, this indicate a proper functioning of the sensory and motor nerve. So here is the reference. Thank you.